So within this curriculum and instruction program, am focusing on English language as a second language for students. So here we go. The first two things that I found were professional organizations. The first was TESOL. I actually attended a conference through TESOL, through Indiana's subchapter of this back in November, and it had a lot of great resources, a lot of great research. And so I definitely would want to join this organization. They also have learning opportunities in which you can continue your education and get certifications to present to employers. And I think that that's a really great benefit. Down here, I also found the National Association for Multicultural Education, which I think goes along with our program really well. It focuses a lot on social justice and including multiculturalism within our educational settings. What I found really fascinating about this organization was that as opposed to just journals and conferences, they also have a film festival. And these films are all listed with a quick synopsis about what the films are about. And they help to provoke and promote a lot of thinking and show you different strategies to promote multicultural education within the classroom and address issues of social justice within education. The next two things that I found were some journals. The first journal that I found was the International Journal of Bilingual Education and Bilingualism. This journal I thought was interesting because it focused on many types of bilingualism, such as sign language, and focused a lot on examining policies that may hinder or help to promote Indigenous languages, which are important to keep alive for cultural reasons. The second journal that I found was the Action in Teacher Education Journal. And this journal focused a lot on different strategies and struggles that early educators might have and ways to support them. And I think that this is really important as a future leader in education to remember the ways that pre-service education may not be supporting our teachers for their first couple of years within the career. It also focused a lot on cross-curricular collaboration, which is important as an ESL teacher, because my job is to help these students develop their English language within different content areas. Some potential career opportunities that I found were one within my own school corporation. They opened up a new position this year as ESL teachers within the elementary schools, where you are pushing in or pulling out of classrooms to work with the emergent bilingual students and to help develop their English language within different content areas. The second I saw through Tippecanoe County School Corporation. It's an ESL director for an entire corporation, where you're training the staff in the latest research and best practice. And you might also be writing grants to help to create more funding for the English language education programs within your corporation. The final one that I found was a Cincinnati State Technical and Community College ESL teacher. And I thought that this was interesting because it's helping develop English language at a collegiate level for adults. And that's just a different way than I've ever seen my career going. But it's nice to have that other option in mind as well. Finally, the importance of leadership skills and knowledge. I feel like I really sum it up down here. I said that with leadership skills and knowledge, that you need to be able to be approachable. You need to be somebody that can get people to want to listen to you through those leadership skills. For example, remembering what it's like to be new, which is where that second journal really comes in handy. If people don't want to come to you, if they don't feel comfortable coming to you for advice and for resources, your knowledge really is worth nothing because it's not able to be shared. The second thing that you need is you need that content knowledge, that content expertise, because if people are coming to you and you're not able to provide them with suggestions or solutions, or at the very least resources to be able to explore together in order to help them, then you're still of no use because you're not actually giving real information that can, support your co-teachers and to support your peers.